Well, good morning. We're about to get started going on the Big Turd from Big Blue. Um, no, I think it's a pretty good engine. It was me. We have a few things we can do on this while we're waiting for parts. And so we're going to try to get those wrapped up today so that when we do get the new cam and lifters in, we can go right to town on this. I would love to be putting this engine back in the truck this weekend. So with that being said, it is Tuesday morning. It is Tuesday the 11th, November 11th. That means it's Veterans Day. So first of all, a huge shout out to all the veterans out there, whether you are serving or you did serve. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I truly do. I am blessed with the blanket of freedom that you folks have provided and are providing for me and my family and those that I love. Bless you guys. Bless every single one of you. All right, well, time to get this oil pump off the pickup screen, and we're going to take the main caps off. So hopefully we can lift this this crank just a little bit, because I need to replace this rear main. So let's get to doing that. Probably just use let's take that oil pump off first. Oh, yeah, drop it in the motor, you ding dong. Well, I don't know. I got a rag. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've definitely seen worse bearings. I don't know. I don't know if I replace those or not. Looking for opinions. I mean, honestly, they all pretty much look the same. I mean, as far as wear goes. I mean, I don't think that's too bad. I don't know. Run them? Don't run them? Replace them? Crank still looks pretty good. Should. It's about brand new. Well, it is brand new. So, all right, well, I kind of jumped ahead here because I don't know, try to get you positioned to where you can see what's going on. So I think I've determined why this rear main was leaking on me. So if you can see the profile of that seal, you can see there's that little lip. That's supposed to go towards the front of the engine. And I think I had the one that was in the block. So this is the one that came out of the block, was in the right way. But then the one that I had in the cap, I'd put in opposite. I'd put it in backwards. And I think that's what was causing my leak. I mean, that's the only thing I can see. Otherwise, this seal looks really, really good. Part of me was tempted to just flip it around, but I'm not. For $10, I'm not going to risk it. So I've already rolled the new seal into the block. I did some reading. I've never replaced a rear main with the crank in the block, so I had to kind of read up on that. But so I rolled it in, and and according to the instructions, I'm supposed to leave this up. There's supposed to be 3/8 of an inch offset from where the bearing cap goes in, and I've pretty much got that. I mean, I don't know. Well, I do know. But, so I'm going to go ahead and pop this one in. So let's see, this one's going to have to be that way, because that's going to go in like that. So this is the front of the block, and I've got that big lip. So like I said, the other one when I took it out was turned around the other way. And so I had these flip-flops, so it was probably leaking there. I got to clean that RTV off, but now I got to put a little dab RTV on there and put that back in. I think I'm going to put it in to see if it's lined up, just to make sure. Oops. This has to go. Well, come on. Once again, I had kind of my dyslexia's kicking in. Okay, so like that. That's how that's going to go. Let me grab some RTV. All right, well, I put a little dab of black RTV on there, and I got a dab down here. According to the instructions, it says more is less, so I'm going to try set this down on here as evenly as I can. There it goes. Perfect. And we will torque these down. I'm going to put all the bearing caps back in and torque it to spec there. Right, wrong, or indifferent, I have made the decision that I am going to run the bearings that I have. Because I don't know, it's just the way it is. They look okay to me. I don't know, I might regret it, I might not, I don't know. spend my life being paranoid about everything. And I still wind up having to tear an engine out because, oh, darn it, there went my bolts. Anyways, I got to tear the engine back out because, you know, I missed the step on putting that valve train back together because I didn't, it was just out of ignorance. And I guess I got to forgive myself there a little bit. But, okay, I'm going to snug those down and look up the torque and the torque sequence. And I'll be right back. Okay, well, I've got these all snugged down finger tight. I got my digital torque attachment thing to my breaker bar here. Got my 13/16 socket on here. And we're going to go ahead and torque these. Now, I looked at the book. It gives a sequence. It doesn't give like a sequence, start in the middle and work your way out, but I think that's what I'm going to do. It just says torque the main caps. I'm not going to worry about end play because I've already done that, and I'm not changing anything. I'm not changing the bearings or anything, so hopefully I'll be fine. But yeah, we're just going to start snugging them up here. And I'll kind of go in a low. What does that mean? A freaking low battery, I suppose. Stop beeping. So the torque on these is 90 to, God bless America. Okay, well, I gotta go find some flipping batteries. Okay, well, now that that debacle is over, trying to find AAA batteries in my house. There's 100. Another bite on it. Can't remember exactly where we were on our sequence, but anyways, the torque on this is supposed to be between, I think, 90 and 105. Right now I've got it set for 100. I'll go through and just double check. Yep. 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 I can bring you in here so you can kind of see what this little load cell torque wrench does. So like I said, I've got it set to 100 up here. It'll let you know when you're getting close, then it'll do a solid beep. when you get there. So these are feeling pretty good. All right. So rear main seal replaced. Okay, well, I went ahead and threw the oil pump back on there. I cleaned it out as best I could. Like I said before, this no matter what I do here, without taking this out and completely flushing it and doing everything, there's going to be particulate in there. And I think I'm just going to keep on doing, I'll go through the break-in process because I got to break in this new cam when I get it. So there's going to be metal particulate in there anyways from that break-in process. I'll scoop the chunks out of the oil pan and get that all cleaned up and everything. But yeah, I think it's just going to have to be me doing regular oil changes on this because I don't want to tear this down any further than I have to. So I guess it is what it is at this point. But yeah, next thing I got to do is the oil pan, that oil pan dipstick. So probably what I will do is I got that on the floor right now draining, along with all the other fluids that are on the floor. Excuse me. I'm going to let that drain for a little while. Then I can put the oil pan. I don't want to put the oil pan back on without having the front timing cover back on. Because on Fords, they're a two-piece. So that timing cover actually becomes part of your bottom plate that your oil pan bolts onto. And I don't want to be trying to fight that because I've got a one-piece. And that was really handy actually when I took it off. I got a one-piece oil pan gasket. And that was really nice because I was able to that just came off real easy. But I'm going to use a piece of brake line to replace that dipstick tube. And hopefully that will be much, much nicer than the screwed up setup I got now. But yeah, so I'm going to let that drain for a little bit. I'll probably temporarily set it back on here. That way I can work that new dipstick tube in. Then once I get the cam, I ordered the cam Sunday night. It's Tuesday night, or Tuesday right now. And yeah, hopefully it'll be here yet this week. So I'll come back at you when I got